Hello, friends. Welcome back. Today we're looking at letter 2 from the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. If you're just joining the series, Lewis wrote this book as a collection of letters from a senior demon named Screwtape to a junior tempter, his nephew Wormwood. The goal of the demons is to keep a human soul away from God. In this letter, something big has happened. The patient has just become a Christian, and it can best be broken down in 5 sections. Let's jump in. Section 1, Screwtape's reaction. Screwtape begins by scolding Wormwood. He's frustrated that the patient has actually converted. From the demon's perspective, that's a serious setback, but Screwtape immediately shifts strategy. He explains that while the conversion is bad for their cause, new Christians are still very vulnerable. Why? Because their expectations about the Christian life are often unrealistic. Section 2, the church problem. Screwtape gives Wormwood a very specific strategy. He tells him to focus the patient's attention on the people in his church. Instead of thinking about Christianity as something spiritual and beautiful, Wormwood should encourage the patient to focus on the ordinary, imperfect people sitting in the pews around him. Lewis describes the moment when the new Christian walks into the church and realizes something. The people there are just people. They're normal. They're flawed, perhaps even annoying. And Screwtape says that if Wormwood can keep the patient focused on those imperfections, it can slowly create doubt and frustration. Section 3, the brilliant insight from Lewis. This is one of Lewis's most insightful observations. A lot of people begin their Christian walk with an idealized view of the church. But the church is not made up of perfect people, it's made up of redeemed sinners who are still in the process of being changed. Lewis is making an important illustration. The enemy's strategy is to make us say things like, look at those hypocrites, or look at how that person behaves, or how can this be God's church? But Christianity was never built on the perfection of believers. It's built on Christ. Section 4. Screwtape's subtle strategy. Screwtape gives another clear piece of advice. He tells Wormwood to encourage the patient to think his own faith is sincere, while quietly believing the other people in the church are pretending. In other words, I'm genuine, but everyone else is fake. That attitude breeds pride and isolation, which slowly pulls someone away from real Christian community. Section 5. The real lesson for us. Lewis is warning us about something very practical. If we focus on the flaws of other believers, we can easily miss what God is doing. Church will always contain awkward people, difficult people, immature believers, and people at very different stages of faith, but that's actually part of God's design. The church isn't a museum for saints, it's more like a hospital for sinners. In this second letter, Lewis reminds us that one of the enemy's favorite tools is disappointment with other Christians. Church hurt. The call of the gospel is to keep our eyes fixed not on people, but on Christ. Next week, we'll dive into letter 3, where Screwtape shifts tactics again and begins working through the patient's relationship with his mother. And trust me, Lewis has some sharp observations there too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.